Hey everyone, it's Laurel with Gelin with Laurel, your independent distributor for Gel Moment. Today we're going to do a quick Valentine's Day demonstration for some inspiration. As you can see, I have three different colors here: Raven's Kiss, Red Stiletto, and Scarlet Slippers. Now, as you can see, I'm using an ombre brush. It's not a Gel Moment brush, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I'd like to show you that there is no difference between brushes. It's the technique that you need to get used of, not the brush. The fan brush works perfectly fine to ombre, and I'm showing you both ways so you can see that there is no difference. It's just technique. So if you buy the creativity set and it's not working for you with the fan brush, don't go and waste your money on an ombre brush, because you're still not going to get the results. You need to get the technique down. So basically all it is tapping. You tap and you drag just ever so slightly across the nail to make sure that the colors blend. Gel polish is self-leveling, so what's going to happen is it's going to level together and the two colors are going to combine. But if you drag too much, then there's too much gel polish removed in that space, and then you end up getting lines. So here I'm applying the Raven's Kiss, the Red Stiletto, and now I'm doing Scarlet Slippers. Always start with the lighter color first and drag the lighter color into the darker color. I don't know why it works, but it does, and this is just the way that I've always done it, and it seems to work just fine. With the fan brush, you want to kind of go on the tip of the fan brush when you're going on your natural nail towards the skin, so you don't, if you do it flat, you're going to get polish on your skin. It's just physics. But if you go on an angle like this, so the fan is straight up and down, then you're not going to get any gel polish unless you have a very shaky hand. You won't be getting any gel polish on the side of your skin. So you just kind of blend it in on the sides, kind of vertically like this, so that it's all blended on the sides, and drag down. And then you can put the fan brush back flat on your hand, and then you can drag and tap and drag and tap. So as you can see here, because the pinky is so small, I'm kind of going vertical with my brush, and then I'm like slightly going horizontal, but not really completely, and I'm just tapping and dragging and tapping and dragging. And with your darker color, you want to bring that darker color, slowly tap right across the nail, back and forth, and you want to drag that darker color right down to the tip of the nail, the free edge, to make it a really beautiful ombre. And once you're done, then you give it a full cure for 45 to 60 seconds depending on your lamp, and then you start again. And as you can see, we're putting the Raven's Kiss on, and then we're going to put the Red Stiletto on, and then we're going to put on the Scarlet Slippers. I really like the Scarlet Slippers with this because it has that really nice shimmer, so it makes it look really, really elegant, especially with the dark background for ombreing. So I find when you're picking your colors with the ombre, personally, a triple ombre is absolutely my favorite because it blends more colors together. It looks 100% better. I think 3 to 4 different colors for ombreing are usually the best. If you go more, it's too much. If you go less, it's not enough. So using the Raven's Kiss as the background, I think is beautiful. And then I chose the Red Stiletto because it's a very deep red, a nice dark red, which would blend well with the Raven's Kiss, but then give that transition to the shimmery red, which would be the Scarlet Slippers. So I'm just going to fast forward this next little bit because basically it's what we've already done. We're doing the Raven's Kiss, the red stiletto, and then we're going to do the tip with the scarlet slippers. Now the thumb, I'm using the ombre brush, the actual ombre brush, and then my other four fingers, I'm using the fan brush. So you can see the difference when we're done, that there is no difference. It's all about technique. It's not the brush. It doesn't matter how much you cut your brush. It doesn't matter where you buy your brush. It is the technique. Make sure you cap off. This is going to be my last coat. I think it's opaque enough, so make sure that you cap your nails when you think it's going to be your last coat, to make sure that the color is on the tip of your nails. And just like the last time, we're going to go vertically down the sides, and with the pinky, if it's a little bit easier to stay vertical with the fan brush, then do that. But it keeps it nice and clean. Even on your larger fingers, if you want to put it just on the edge vertically, just, you know, I hate getting gel polish on my hands, on my skin, and you can actually you can get contact dermatitis from gel polish if you are constantly putting it on your fingers. So do what you can to protect it. There's latex out there you can use as well. This is a Gel Moment buffer, and what I'm doing, I'm just going to buff off all of my nails. I wasn't sure where I was going with this set. I was just kind of doing the set as I went. But to put nail art on top of gel polish, you want to make sure it's matte, because if it's shiny, it's not going to adhere as well, and it can also run. So if you're going to do any kind of art, it's just better to have a matte finish. You can use Matter Effect if you want, or you can use the buffer. I didn't have the Matter Effect handy when I did this, so I just grabbed the mini buffer and I did it. And yes, my buffer is disgusting, but it's because I use it on my polish for buffing all the time. So it's not used for my nails, it's just used for buffing polish. Also, make sure to wipe your nails after you've given them a buff with the Gel Moment file. You don't want to get any dust into your polish when you're doing your nail art. So I'm using Raven's Kiss here. I'm also going to put down some scarlet slippers, and I'm going to use some Meet Me at the Chapel. You can also use Lovey Dovey, of course, but I have a little tiny bottle of Meet Me at the Chapel, and I'd like to get rid of it before it goes bad, so I am using the Meet Me at the Chapel. Now, having said that, I've had it for a year and it's still fine, but just making sure. Now, in the creativity set, you have a whole bunch of dotting tools, but the one I'm using here has a small dotting tool at the end and then a pointy one. So the reason I like this one is because I can use the larger blunt part of the dotting tool and put a dot onto the nail. I'm going to put 2 dots on the nail to make the hump of the heart. And then I'm going to switch it over and use the pointed side, so I have detail with that point, and I'm going to just drag it down into a heart. Now, if I was to use this with a brush, the brush could skip out underneath me and it could, you know, make a big mark and the heart's, you know, useless. I could use a dotting tool, but then you're not going to get that nice little tail at the bottom of the heart. So, you know, this little tool is fantastic. We also have a long singular dotting tool with the pointed end for doing detail work as well. But this one's great because I'm able to use one end to drop down the dots so they're nice and round for those humps, and then just flip it over and make my heart so it's nice and perfect. I think for beginners, the rigid dotting tool is an excellent way to do small designs like this with almost perfection. So to make sure that the hearts stand out, I put the black one, the Raven's Kiss, on top of the red. And then I'm going to use the red, the Scarlet Slippers. And I chose the Scarlet Slippers because it has that shimmer in it. So I think it'll be a little bit more elegant and it might stand out a little bit more. So I'm putting the red, the Scarlet Slippers, on the red, or sorry, on the black part of the nail. So it gives it that contrast and it makes it stand out. So again, you're just making those circles with the dotting tool and you're flipping it over and you're using the pointed end to drag it down and make that point. Now, every time that you finish a heart, stick it in the lamp for at least 10 seconds to give it a flash freeze. And then that way, it's not going to move on you. It's going to stay put. It doesn't have to be fully cured until we're completely done the design, but you want to put it in for that 10 seconds so it doesn't move on you. So this part here is where you can really see how we're doing the hearts, just because there's so much contrast. There's the 2 white dots, and then we're flipping over the dotting tool and we're going to drag down and make that V for the bottom of the heart. And then we're just filling it in, and that's pretty much it. It's quite simple design, but the finished product looks fantastic. So hopefully I've inspired some of you guys to try this, and let me know what you think. How about you guys? Would you rather use just a dotting tool and then use the detailer, the small liner brush, or another brush out of the creativity set? Or do you just use the dotting tool? Also, if you just have the mini dotting tool set, you can also do the same thing with a toothpick. So you can use your dotting tool, the blunt ends, to put down the humps of the heart, but then you can use the toothpick for for using your pointed part of the heart. And then cure, make sure it's in for full cure after you're completely done your hearts. And then you're going to top it off with Clearly Frisky or any other top coat that you choose. One of the shimmers would be great, like Stardust, or maybe Sparkling Moscato. I love Sparkling Moscato. I think that one is awesome. I love the little gold flecks in it. It's a beautiful... I use it for a top coat. I don't use it for a polish. I use it for a top coat because it's just got that gold gorgeous fleck in it. But yeah, top it off. Make sure you get it all, because we did give it a buff with the Gel Moment file. So we want to make sure that we completely cover everything. Make sure you don't get any on your skin. If you do, please remove it with your fingernail or with your cleansing pad or your cuticle pusher, toothpick, whatever. Try to get it off before it goes in the lamp for a full cure. And of course, once you're done with the Clearly Frisky top coat, you are going to want to do a full cure, and it's going to be 45 to 60 seconds depending on your lamp. I have the professional lamp, so it's only going to be 45-second cure, and then we're going to show you the finished results. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get a bunch of videos in at least once a week. I'm trying to do the color of the month, at least 4 videos a month. And of course, some special videos for special holidays like Valentine's Day. And yeah, I'd love to show you what I think we can do with Gel Moment and to pass it on. I'm using Berry Boost to moisturize my cuticles. Make sure you moisturize your cuticles, because your cuticles are great health for your nails. You want to make sure that they're well oiled. It keeps the polish and your nails stronger. Gel Moment has many cuticle oils to choose from. We have our Berry Boost, our citrus, the green tea, just to name a few. There's a bunch, and they have a lot of vitamins and nutrients in them for great cuticle health, so make sure you get a bottle right away. So now, looking at these nails, can you tell which one was done by an ombre brush and which one was done by a fan brush. The 4 were with the fan brush from the Creativity set, and my thumb was ombre. You can't tell the difference. Thank you again for watching. Please subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.